Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk. I am having so much fun with this. Like, this game is great, and holy shit. Revelations. I mean, okay, nobody's come out and said it, but Elric had the Hokage face and he had the moles, and then he's got a rabbit, and then all of a sudden it keeps pointing out, like, he's got 2 moles under his eye. He's got 2 moles under his eye. Did you notice that? It's like it's smacking you in the face, trying to make you notice it. Plus, the voice actor's the same, which I just. This is why we have this. This is why we have the voice actor thing, so you can be like, ruining games left and right. Every game we have played so far, like, I ruined Period Q, but that. Well, okay, I don't know that I've ruined it, but I'm pretty sure, because it's like, huh. These 2 characters have the same thing, so this must be this. Huh. Like, ruined that. This one, huh. Wait a minute. Let me look this up. Same voice actor. It's totally supposed to be him. And now they keep pointing out the moles on his face. And the fact that, okay, well, I have psychically predicted the Kaguya thing, because I'm sorry. Like, that's the first thing I fucking saw when I was pulling up the cards and I'm looking at all the characters. And that's the first thing I said when I was like, he's getting this voice treatment, and he's the same voice actor. Like, oh my god. Anyway. So here we go. We're continuing on the main story. What's the snowflake? Like, these are the characters, so I'm showing one's Elric. What's the snowflake? Because these are our 2 boys. That was Francisca. That's what's his face. That was Lugus. Francisca, Levi, Levon. I don't know who that is. So, like, we have a tower overlord somewhere. Probably. We have Hugh, whoever he is. We have Elric. Well, we have Lawrence, so maybe that's Lawrence. But then there's this and this. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm just curious. Is all. All right. Play main episode chapter 1. Okay, yes. Cool. Here we go. Just as I thought, I can't find him. I had expected this to some extent. Couldn't find Elric anywhere in town. And the only place I hadn't looked was... That's right. Elric was rather reluctant to be brought to the church. I didn't know if he was there, but there might be clues that could help. I was at a point where I was grasping at straws. I decided to head to the church. It was a familiar place I had known since I was born. Looking back through the years, I remembered passing by it countless times, but for some reason I never went inside. I wondered why. Could it have been that I never had a reason to? Or the fact that you're not religious and the fact that they'd burn you at the goddamn stake? Think you're a witch? I wouldn't go to church either. Well, I did today. I slowly opened the front door and stepped inside the church for the first time. If it looks like the inside of the fucking mansion... Okay, it doesn't. It looks like a church. I'll say, if it looks like the inside of the goddamn, like, fucking manor house in Black Butterfly, I'm gonna lose my shit. Inside was quiet and solemn, and in the middle stood a tall man. He noticed me and gave me a gentle smile. It's fucking Lawrence, isn't it? Or Hugh. Doesn't he look like fucking Kaguya, guys? It's so fucking... I don't recognize him. But then again, why would I? And he's wearing all green, and he's got the flowy hair, except for his hair wasn't that blonde. Oh my god, I can't fucking even in this game. If he was a clergyman, then of course I wouldn't recognize him. He wasn't much older than I was, possibly in his 20s or 30s, though I was having difficulty telling his age from his face. So we're at least probably 18 to 20, maybe. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you the priest here? No, I'm not. I just rented the church to live here. Since when? Since I came to this town. And that would be about 10 years ago, I believe. That long ago? He'd been living in this town for that long, but I'd never seen his face before, and the town wasn't all that big to begin with. And here's the thing that's creeping me out, though. Okay, so if he's supposed to, or maybe he's just supposed to look like Kaguya, but if he is Kaguya, right? And Hokage, and Elric is Hokage. I can understand Elric, Hokage, like, thing, and then Usagi and the rabbit, because obviously, and like, they look like siblings, blah, blah, blah. Because, but, I mean, I guess time works weird here, because he died as an adult, right? Trying to bring back his sister. So Usagi was a child when we were in Black Butterfly because that's the way she died. So is this taking place in a different timeline? Like, how is this working compared to the Black Butterfly timeline, if you think about it? Because at the end, Usagi went off, right? She disappeared. She went into the other realm, and Hokage didn't come back. But we found him, his reincarnated soul. Like, he left. He disappeared too, but he was reincarnated. And actually, so was Usagi. But how is he here as a child? But then again, I guess when you die, if you think about it, you're stuck here. Like, these people aren't like, hey, I'm totally dead. They have no idea. Like, right? Like, we didn't know who we were in Black Butterfly. We didn't know anything. How do you know that the person that you're seeing yourself as is actually you? You know, you're all wearing crazy clothes and shit like that. But it's funny because, like, Kaguya is like an adult here, and Elric and Hokage is a child. And it's baffling my mind. And I'm like, how is this working? Plus, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure the canon fucking ending of goddamn Black Butterfly, he came back to life, motherfucker. So why is he still here? Did we die before Beniyuri? Spacey Beniyuri? Like, you know what I'm saying? How is he here? You were supposed to have come back to life. You know, it's funny. I loved Kaguya so much in the first one. I was like, oh my god, Natsuki, I love you so much. And like, here he is again. It might not actually be him, but he looks like him. I was going to give him the same voice treatment. It's the same fucking voice actor. Oh my god. I can't even. Anyway. 10 years ago, were there still people moving here from the outside during that time? I couldn't remember. So, how can I be of assistance? I doubt that you came here to ask about my story. And he's wearing green. Dude, the Kaguya colors. I'm just saying. Oh, sorry. I'm looking for this boy named Elric. I'd almost forgotten why I came in the first place. I didn't mean to bust into your home, but it's a fucking church. I used the boy's name in hopes of gaining some kind of clue. That's so the fucking... It is because he's got the sad eye. Remember sad eye, guys? He has the sad eyes! Oh, God, guys, I can't. And you're here for Elric, and then you can ask him yourself. Huh? You're finally here. I knew you were slow. Huh? Huh? The boy and the rabbit peered at me from behind the man. And there he was, just as easily as it was difficult for me to track him down all day. Just as easily as it was difficult for me to track him down all day. And this again. Okay, Hokage, the fucking rabbit, and and Lawrence all living together, just like they did in the manor. And I'm sorry. Fuck my life. Holy shit. Why are you here? Because I live here. But yesterday you... If I went back at that hour, Lawrence would have gotten mad at me. But he still got mad after I came back today. But... Lawrence? Who's Lawrence? Do you know Elric? Oh, this guy. Come to think of it, I didn't ask for his name. I really needed to get a hold of myself. If you don't mind, would you please tell me what's happened? Yes, well... I tried to gather my thoughts as I explained what happened. And he's wearing a shirt with a fucking bunny rabbit on it. I see. Elric's being a little thief. I've had enough of your lectures. Why would you do such a thing? You're causing trouble to the townspeople. There's no reason for it. Just killing time. And that's such a Hokage fucking look! I can't! Guys, I can't handle these two. I need to... the Lord's route, I don't know. Can it be the last one? I don't know. Like, I just... Jesus. You are so... Spacey. May I call you that? Just call me Spacey. And then Spacey, I'm sorry, but it seems I dragged you into my own troubles. As you can see, he's a bit of a troublemaker. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Why are you living in a fucking church? This is really fucking bizarre. He looked so sorry about it that I was starting to pity him, too. Not at all. Anyway, Elric and Mr. Lawrence, was it? How are you two related? Just call me Lawrence. I may look like this, but I'm still young at heart. Yeah, because you died as a kid. Literally, he actually did die as a... That's the fucked up thing. Hokage died this age. Kaguya died probably like this age. Why are they body swapping? This was weird. I wanted to assume he was joking, but it wasn't a very good joke. I was asked by the priest to manage the church, and Elric's an orphan who lives here. That's the quick explanation, at least. I wondered if that was really all there was to it. I love this game! It's like, I wondered if that's all there was to it! The game's like, hi, stupid, figure it out. Like, if you hadn't, like, the game is literally beating you the fuck over the head with this. Like, I wonder if that's all there is. Not, huh. Oh, okay, sure. Where you're like, and she's like, But she doesn't say it. She's literally like, I wonder if that's all there is to it. Ahem. You. Not all there is to it. There was something about Lawrence that seemed different from other people. Uh-huh. By the way, Spacey, you work as a handyman, right? Yes. I mean, yeah. I had started to respond to him formally, but at his pointed look, I switched over to casual speech. He was obviously older than I was, but being able to speak to him like this put me at ease. Saying that the timing was right might not sound all too good, but this could be a fateful encounter in itself. Can I ask you to do a job for me? A job? I didn't expect for him to immediately hire me for a job. Unless it was something really strange, I had no reason to refuse. Working these jobs was important to surviving here. Are you going to ask me to find kaleidoscope shards? Because that's going to be some fucked up shit. The masquerade, the kaleidoscope. I don't know. Now this is like, masquerades are really colorful. We will be having a masquerade festival in exactly 1 month. Did you know? Of course, there's no one in this town who doesn't. I know about that too. Some festival to celebrate spring, right? I've never seen spring outside of books. Elric was right. Things like blooming flowers were only seen in books. Our town was covered in snow, with a spring that would never come. Just like it's always raining at night. I'm just saying. Well, we can never leave the house, but still. During the festival, it was tradition to hang decorative cloth with fruit or floral designs around the town. So what about the masquerade? I feel like the masquerade is very, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God. I literally, like, I was like, why does the masquerade make me think about, like, what? God, I'm so fucking dumb. Someone is screaming at me right now. I know it only took like 2 minutes, but all the fucking masks all over the manor. The masquerade, we're all going to be wearing, like, because that's what you do in masquerades. You wear a mask. Oh my God. This is like screaming at you. Anyway. I have a bit of a problem. Once every 20 years, the church displays the Kaleidovia. It's a fucking kaleidoscope. Sweet fucking jeez. Okay. I know that, like, I shouldn't be surprised. Like, it's a Psychedelica game, blah, blah, blah. And there's going to be Thai things. And we're all living in this the same universe, right? But it's just... Oh, my God. We're going to be doing this through the whole game. I'm going to be like, ah! Like, okay. The Kaleidovia. And it just so happens this is that year. Kaleidovia? Instead of kaleidoscope. Kaleidovia? I felt something stir in me when I heard that word. But I didn't know it. I didn't think I'd ever heard of it before. It's all right that you don't know. It was first on display before you were born. It's been put away all these years, and even I've never seen it before. Oh, so what about this Kaleidovia? The pieces are missing. It's gone. Gone? I opened the box to prepare it, but there was nothing inside. It was empty. So, are we gonna, in this... In this one, is Lawrence gonna be like the Hokage in the first one? Like, he's like, I'm trying to be friends, and like, I need to find it to go back to where I became from, you know, and he's all evil and crazy, and Lawrence is like, I will go back! Like, I will go back to that Spacey. It's really weird that we're also Spacey. Are we the same Spacey? I doubt it, but he's like, it's so weird you have her name. I know, right? Didn't think about that, but anyway. Of course, it couldn't just open the box itself and run off. You know, I think someone took it. Someone. I was like, is she looking at Elric? Because I'm looking at Elric. As I made my assumption, I turned my head toward the other person here. It wasn't me. There's nothing fun about hiding that thing. Yeah, I guess. Sorry. I realized that it was rude of me, so I apologized. Lawrence suspected me immediately, too. Don't you think that's terrible? I already apologized, didn't I? There was no other person who could have done it. Oh my god. Since he didn't know who else to suspect, he probably wanted me to look for it. Is this Kaleidovia valuable? In a monetary or artistic way? That I don't know. It's an egg-shaped sculpture, and that's all that I've heard about it. But even if it is valuable in that regard, it would be useless in this town. If it were ever sold, people would know immediately. What if it was taken outside of the town? You probably know better than I do about how difficult that would be. He's like, you can't leave this town. We're all dead. True. No one came in or out of the town. It wasn't that they couldn't. They just didn't. Or can they? So the Kaleidovia was somewhere in town, and someone had it. But that information alone wasn't nearly enough to find it. What would happen if the Kaleidovia was really gone? Perhaps I'm overthinking things, but it is possible that a riot would break out. A riot? You know how the two clans are constantly at each other's throats. I see it as if they're both looking for a reason to fight. And the Kaleidovia could be used as an excuse for that. I don't think they're that bloodthirsty. I honestly thought it was a far reach. There's a story behind the Kaleidovia. I've only heard it secondhand, so the details aren't very clear. Originally, it was a symbol of the wolf and hawk joining forces. It's the symbol of peace in this town, and if that disappeared, a symbol of cooperation, a symbol of peace. I didn't know this town even had anything like that. Lawrence's fear suddenly felt a lot more real to me. If it was a possibility, then there would be no harm in trying to prevent it. I knew that the people in the town didn't want any trouble. So how about it? It may be a difficult request, but I can offer you a small portion of the church's festival budget. That much? I was shocked. Lawrence wrote a number on his palm to show me. It would take me years to make that much as a handyman. Earning a reward like that, I just might be able to leave town with it. It would be more than enough funds for the journey. I suddenly felt more motivated. I understand. I'll accept, but I can't guarantee I'll find it. There was no reason to refuse. I would just do what I could. Thank you. I'll contact you if I find out anything, too. And I'll have Elric be your assistant. Huh? What? Huh? His unexpected suggestion had us all exclaim in confusion. The first one to protest was the boy. Hey, what's the big idea? You caused trouble for him, didn't you? And then work it off to pay it back. Unless we're going on the path that this is after and like Hokage never actually left Psychedelica. Or this could have been before. This could have all happened before prior Spacey, the Beniuri Spacey, ended up here. You know, and now it actually makes sense because if you think about it, she was Benny Uri the whole time she was there, but she was Spacey in the real world, and we are boy in this world, you know, masquerading as a boy in this world. But in the if we ever have flashbacks to like maybe the real world, maybe that's when we're a girl. Interesting. And that's why we look so drastically different. Like our hair is blonde in the real world, and why is everyone here blonde? Except for what's his face? He's got okay, not everyone's blonde. The one guy's got pink hair. Actually, yeah, almost. He's blonde. Lucas has white hair, white blonde hair. Levi has pink hair. Levon is the only one with like brown hair. Tower Overlord is red, and then Hugh, who we haven't met, is like white hair too. So I'm just saying, everyone's a little like pasty as motherfucking shit in this game. Okay. And everybody's eyes are gray. That's freaking me out. What is the deal about that? Why? It's bizarre. Anyway, you know what? Unless this timeline take place beforehand, but Kaguya was serving Hokage. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was like, oh, we're gonna go this. Yeah, like we have they always played this game, right? They always played the game in the manner. It made it sound like, oh, yep, nope, it's time to do this again. But interesting. Huh. So this could have taken. This could be like beforehand because otherwise it got out. Their souls are free. So I don't. Well, actually, in the real world ending where Kaguya ends up coming back to, we all end up back to light. Like we save him, and none of us ended up here. That are we trying to say that's not the true ending? That was like, this is to make you feel good about your life, but it's not the true ending. What was the true ending? Was there one? I can't remember. But like, so did Kaguya not in the true ending, he just stayed dead? And that would explain why he's still here. And why is Hokage here as a kid though? I don't, oh my god. Did he, well, he was the evil mastermind. It's just so confusing and this is gonna drive me crazy. And I know we shouldn't worry about it, it'll all be unraveled, but I need to know. Oh my god. Anyway. I didn't hear anything about that. Why do I have to? And during the investigation, you had better listen to what he says. Understand? Ugh. His ominous smile reminded me of Francisca's. I'll take that as a yes. And now then, I'll be looking forward to great results. Sure. Now we're stuck with Hokage all the time. This is interesting. I'm home, Ashen Hawk. It's interesting, though, that he's... By the time I returned, it was completely dark out, but the tower had not been lit for the night. Could he have gone somewhere again? I wanted to ask him about the Kaleidovia, but I guess I can't. I immediately scrapped the thought. Ashen Hawk had said that he has amnesia. He wouldn't know anything about something on display 20 years ago. And here's the thing, what's his deal? And not only that, but even if he did have his memories, I doubt I would get a straight answer from him anyway. The search for the Kaleidovia. I accepted this job in the heat of the moment, but now comes the challenge of actually finding it. What would happen if the Kaleidovia was really gone? Perhaps I'm overthinking things, but it is possible that a riot would break out. We should all be able to get along. Whether your allegiance is to the wolf or the hawk doesn't matter. The Kaleidovia, the symbol of peace between the two clans. The success of the masquerade hinged upon the Kaleidovia being there. I was sure it would bear an effect on the relationship between the two clans. If the masquerade went well, it could bring the two clans closer. And that might be an idealistic thought, but it was still possible. The wolf and the hawk cooperating. Francisca would like that too. I needed to work hard on this first thing in the morning. And like, he's Ashen Hawk, but like, you know what I mean? Like, is he part of the Hawk clan or? I mean, this is like, I just can't. It's baffling because, like, you read the back and you're like, okay, it doesn't sound anything like, child's born with the mark of the red eye, and blah, blah, blah. And okay, and we've been here since we were a baby, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but we obviously haven't because we did, girl. We fucking did. This is so psychedelic. Well, I mean, it is psychedelic, but you know what? I love this. Anyway. With that thought in mind, I climbed into bed a little earlier than usual. I closed my eyes and slowly started to see a fire, bright red flames that burned everything around it. The Kaleidovia had been found, and the Masquerade Festival was a success. If things went well, and the wolf and the hawk were able to cooperate, if that time came, I would leave town. A sense of resolve in my heart, I fell into a deep sleep. So I'm wondering if that's the point, like we're supposed to find the Kaleidovia, everybody's supposed to get along, and then we can leave happily ever after. A long, long time ago, there were two beasts divided by race. The beasts, in their hatred, tried to kill one another at every opportunity they had. But one day, one of the beasts met a woman. She asked the beast, "Why do you hate each other?" The beast answered, "Our instincts tell us to." The woman, now saddened, said this, "The murderers will create a never-ending cycle. Well, the murders will create a never-ending cycle. Your children, their children, and even the next souls to follow will do the same. The cycle of war and sadness will know no end." Our emotions. I earned a trophy. There's not any choices in this. I guess it's literally like no choices until you get down to the end. It was the next morning. I had a good night's sleep, better than usual. But when I got up to go to work, I realized something. So it's a little weird. Not having any choices. Hold on, I want to see something. Yeah. Yeah, there are really no choices until you get to chapter like 7. I don't know what interlude 1 is, but yeah, chapter 2, 11, map 7. Hold on. And then there's chapter 3. It looks like there should be choices in chapter 3. Whoa. It looks like there should be choices in chapter 3 because there's some ending that buds off there. I don't know if we can get those. There's some endings in chapter 3, but then you go down and then there's chapter 7 and there's two paths that split off. Like it comes down and then it splits off this way and it splits off this way, but then they both loop back to the same thing. So it doesn't matter what you choose. It just goes straight down. And then chapter 8 is where it looks like that's where all of the... I can't get this guide to look appropriate. It won't zoom the way I want it to. It doesn't look like it's until chapter 8 that... No, but even 8, there's 4 different options. And then they all loop down to the thing, and that's when it starts branching off. So, like, this is a pretty straight-ass flowchart. This is not a flowchart. This is just a straight-ass... This is a ladder! We are climbing down into the hole, basically, like, forever and ever. But it doesn't look like there's any choices in the chapters, which is weird for a visual novel. There's no choices. At least they break it up with the map, because otherwise it's like we're literally reading a book. It doesn't bother me. I'm really enjoying this game, but it's weird. Chapter 2729, there's maps. I don't know what interlude 1 is. And then all of a sudden it goes to chapter 7, so we don't even have any maps. So, like, there's 5 chapters of nothingness? Is that really how it works? Yeah. Chapter 211, and then chapter 3. But there are choices, obviously, in chapter 3. Maybe you're not allowed to get those chapters, maybe because the endings you can't get. Maybe you can't get those endings until you've played more. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, then chapter 7, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, chapter 7, there's... Okay, so I mean... I'm thinking then that when we get to chapter 7, we have the choices. We should try to get the common route, so we might actually use the guide, because there's really nothing else to do. Like, I mean... And then, I guess, once we get through the common, and then we get to the point of, like, who we want to do and whose route or ending, that's when we'll kind of more focus. So, I mean... Hopefully I'm going to get some of these up and processed before you guys see a lot of these. I'm not sure when I'm posting the first one up and like whatnot, but yeah, so if there's someone you like, let me know. There's really no route order, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes when we got a lot of chapters to get through. We're only in chapter 2 and we're in part 3. So we got a lot of chapters to get through before we get to any kind of choices that might make a difference. I don't know. So anyway. Yeah, it was the next morning. I had a good night's sleep, better than usual. But when I got up to go to work, I realized something. I didn't know anything about the masquerade. Of course, I knew of it, and I had heard stories about it. It was the annual festival that celebrated the coming of spring. This was the time that the wolf and the hawk joined together to celebrate. But I hadn't experienced it myself. What was I doing during last year's masquerade? And the year before that? And before that? See? You weren't here! You only think you were! Right. Ever since I moved to the tower, I hadn't participated in any festivals. Of course I wouldn't remember. I did have a hazy memory of it from when I was younger. You think you did. Francisca took me, Levon, and Levi to see it. I think I played with other children my age. I suddenly became worried. If I didn't know anything about the masquerade, how would I be able to find its symbol, the Kaleidovia? No, I shouldn't be this worried before even starting. If I didn't know, then I would go and learn. The person who would know the most about the masquerade and the Kaleidovia would be... There was only one person that came to mind. Okay. Oh! So that's why you're looking for the Kaleidovia? Yes, the church priest... Well, he's not really a priest, but he asked me to. Francisca was a representative of the town and one of the hosts of the masquerade. She was one of the people I was certain had seen the Kaleidovia 20 years before. 20 years ago, Levon and Levi would have been young too. Or would have been too young. Oh my God, I can't. Olgar was the lord of the Hawk clan, but it would be difficult to meet him, let alone speak to him. The Kaleidovia, do we really have something like that? I don't quite remember. And there's someone that took it? Francisca looked apologetic, but that in itself was a significant clue. It was something that left no impression on someone even in Francisca's position. Couldn't think of anyone who'd want it. It just comes to show that it really isn't something needed in everyday life. If you'd like, I can help you go look for it. And no, that's fine. It's my job to find it. All right then. Well, if I get involved, the young ones might make a fuss over it. There are a few of them that are quick to fight after all. She didn't say the exact reason, but I knew what she meant. It was only for a little while, but it hurt my conscience to see her saddened. And then I'll leave it to you, but don't do anything dangerous. And if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask me. Yes, I promise. If the wolf and the hawk were on better terms, we wouldn't have needed to bother with this. I hope that the masquerade will be a success. For both our sakes, I'll be sure to find it. And thank you, Spacey. Thank you, Spacey. I want to say my name with a question mark every single time I read it. Good birdie. I said I'd be sure to find it, but I really don't have any leads. After meeting with Francisca, I went to the town square to try and get more information from other people in town. I was like, do we get to go to a map? Maybe not. There were crowds of people moving about, possibly because the festival was close. The comforting hustle and bustle blended me into the crowd. At a passing glance, no one would be able to tell whether we were separated into wolves or hawks. We all lived in this town, so why on earth would we separate into factions? If everyone here got along, then the town would be better for it. Well, what fun would that be? Then they'd have to create monsters to chase you. Oh, that sounds like a great idea for the next one, which is the prequel, which is we already played. This is the prequel. I don't know. I'm just saying. This was no time to be getting sentimental. The fate of the masquerade lay with the Kaleidovia. All right, time to get started. I pumped myself up as I headed toward the middle of town. West Alley has been unlocked. Okay. Okay. So here's my thing. Oh, because the pink is townspeople. But it says you could change depending on... This is what I'm confused about. So, for the map progression, the guide is assuming you're reading everything possible before continuing. To avoid continuing the story, make sure you read the green M last, even named differently as a chapter. There's a guide assuming that you're not purchasing anything from the tavern's antique shop. Okay. Save it for last. But it's really weird with the map thing. I just really confused about the maps and how it works. That's not what I wanted. Yeah. How the maps work. I got to keep opening different pages of the guide. Maps can allow you to go and listen to what the townspeople say. Make sure you're switching between male and female options. Depending on what's shown in the upper right corner determines what short episodes are available. Switching to the other gender will open up. How do you do that, though? You'll get the following trophies for watching everything available. The maps and what's possible, male versus female, are listed out individually. Okay, hold on. But how do you change? This is what I don't understand. I don't know. Oh, well, wait. Map 1, we're on map 2, right? The townspeople, we got the church. Are we in map 2? Which one are we in? Short episodes, map 3, townspeople, map 3, male. Okay. So there's only, I guess it's when you get to map 3, and we should only be on map 2 if you think about it. The West Alley is the last one, right? Yes, okay. So we don't have the thing until the third map. Okay, so that's fine. So we're just going to go through. We can't unlock this. Why can't we? It's like, no! But I want to go there. And the snowy forest and the foggy forest and the tower. The Wolf Manor. What's this? Oh, it was Hawk Manor. Tavern. Square. West Alley. Okay, well, we'll just start here. Okay, we'll talk to Elric. Q. Rabbit and Lawrence. Huh. There's nothing to talk about. A rabbit has always been with me. Oh, question, Rabbit and Lawrence. Okay. Lawrence just happened to be with me. That's all. Interesting. Voice of the townspeople. You've earned a trophy. Okay. Interesting that that's... Elric and Rabbit. And they've been together for a long time. But I do remember the day they met. I would never forget that day. And now's not the time to talk about it. I may tell you some other time. Interesting. These are really short. But, yeah, so that's like, I remember the day they met. Or the day that Hokage realized that Usagi was a sister. And then now we're on, like, so this is, like, the future. And, like, Kaguya never left. He's been trapped here forever. Poor Precious. I don't have any particular opinion on the town, but a murder has been roaming around recently. You should stay indoors at night. A body was found in that alley the other day. The Hawk Alliance is patrolling the area, but it doesn't hurt to be too careful. Okay. Whoa, what the McFucker? Okay, family relations. Oh, so those ones are short pieces. So there's short ones, and then there's ones like this that are longer. Okay. There was someone standing still in the deathly silent alleyway. Is that Lucas? Oh, what's he doing here? As I looked on, it seemed like he was comparing whatever was in his notebook with the houses and streets. Lucas had the eyes of a hawk, and he was looking for something without bringing any of the hawk's attendants with him. The eyes of a hawk. Choice of words. Pretty funny. But unless you're like being literal. I don't know. I recognized that look from before. It was from when he was investigating the murders. I'd come across Lucas during one of those instances. He also glared at me back with the palpable murderous intent. Back then, with the palpable murderous intent. I wonder if something happened again. Thinking that it could be a murderer made me uneasy. I prayed that the murderer would be caught soon. I don't want Lucas to mistake me as the perpetrator again. There was no need to call out to him, so I quietly went back toward the square. But before I could move away, I heard Lucas's sharp voice echo in the alley. Stop! Ugh, he found me. I gave up on escaping and looked at Lucas. He slowly walked over to me. Did you want something? Told you before that I'd capture you the next time I saw you. What are you doing here? What? Do I have to answer that? Of course. As long as you live in this town, you do. He said that in such a high-handed manner, so I had to respond in kind. I think there's a better way for you to ask. Then let me ask you again. What are you doing here? Answer me at once. He might be in a bad mood, or maybe he just didn't like me. Either way, he didn't have to be so mean about it. Though irritated at the situation, I proceeded to explain. If you're still on the hunt for the murderer, I don't want to be falsely accused, so I was trying to move away. Huh. You're an honest one. There's no point in lying. And let me ask you something else. Are you interrogating me? He ignored my question. He never listened to me. Tell me everything you know about the lady of the Wolf Clan, Francisca, and her sons. I didn't think I was going to be surprised at whatever question he had for me, but this caught me off guard. Huh? What? Tell me everything you know. You grew up in that manor, did you not? I know you were as close to the sons as family. That's true, but did you snoop around on us? For what purpose? I'm the one asking the questions. Tell me everything the wolves do on a regular basis. It'll do you no good to keep secrets from me. I started to become angered. Why did I have to be asked this? He was making it seem like they were the culprits. I don't mind telling you what I know, but stop talking as if you've already assumed they're the culprits. And this isn't about me, but more about them. I don't care what you think of it. Tell me what the Lady of the Wolves and her sons were doing on the night of the murder. Answer me. If there's something you want to know, then ask them yourself. I don't know. It's one of them. Okay. Levon. The wolf hair. They're almost like mirror opposite. Like his hair is darker and he's like super pasty, and his hair is like really pale, but his skin's a little tanner. It's like they're like reverse. It's really bizarre. I was overjoyed at my rescue, but only for a brief moment. The situation was really bad. If you want to visit Mother, I can welcome you as a formal guest, and there's nothing for us to hide. And it's the same about your questioning about me. If you wish to know, then ask me directly. And don't do it in the alleyway like this. Do it in a formal setting, and we'll have the truth be known. It appears that the son of the wolf is fixated on formalities. That's only because the hawk lives in a lawless society. We have our own way of doing things. I simply move according to what I think is top priority. If you consider yourself a leader, you'll need to learn how to let others know what you think. This is scary. Sparks were flying. I was angry just a moment ago, but I would never be able to have an exchange like this. While I was thinking that, Lucas declared something as he and Levon stood facing each other. And I'll tell you this, with regards to the Black Shadow, The Lady of the Wolves is no exception. Unless you want to see more corpses piled up, stay inside your manor at night. What's that supposed to mean? Before Levon could continue, Lucas had walked away. The last thing he said felt so ominous. Spacey, sorry you had to go through this. I'm sure he asked you a lot of questions. Huh? I don't mind that at all. It's not your fault, Levon. Right. I'm glad I just happened to be in this area. Were you going somewhere? I was on my way home after looking at some swords, but I wonder, why did Lucas confront me like that? I couldn't make sense of what Lucas was driving at, but the root of why he acted that way was probably because I don't know everything, but it seems that Lucas is investigating the Black Shadow. The Black Shadow? It's the rumor going around town. Haven't you heard? There's been a string of murders, and that's what they call the culprit. But then she said the Black Shadow when the father appeared, so I'm confused still. Okay, I don't know. I know there are recent murder cases, but that's the first time I've heard the name Black Shadow. Or did we say Black Shadow and then was like, oh no, it's the father? Or was that like spoiler that it's the his dad? Like, I don't. I think the incidents and the rumors are being taken care of by the Hawks mostly. I see Lucas investigating it by himself a lot. Levon looked slightly dissatisfied at my explanation. If that's the case, everyone should be properly informed on it rather than relying on uncertain rumors. I don't know about that, but the murderer supposedly uses a knife with a hawk feather motif. A hawk? So that's why he's reluctant about making it better known. I don't know, but there are people who are unsatisfied with the Hawk clan. Rumor is that they're murdering those who are a part of us. It's required of me to crush those rumors before they reach the Hawk Lord, especially so if it sullies father's name. I didn't know if the culprit was a hawk or a wolf, only that everyone was a potential suspect. That's what he said then. Lucas was very seriously investigating the rumors to solve the case. I think he needs to be better at asking questions, though. What do you think he meant by staying inside the manor? Maybe he meant to stay indoors and lock the doors and windows because it's dangerous outside? My floundering words made Levon laugh. I don't know what happened, but you're oddly kind to Lucas. And that wasn't my intention. It just seemed to me that he's working hard to make sure Olgar's name isn't sullied. I understand if it's about taking care of your family. I see. So it's for his father. Levon looked to the ground while seemingly in thought. He then smiled once more. I'm envious that he has a father he can love that way. Huh? I'll try to investigate things from my end. And there might also be a need to increase patrols. I'm glad you told me about this. Yeah, good luck with your work. Yeah, see you later. He was probably going back on patrol. Levon quickly left the alleyway. After seeing Levon off, I couldn't shake off this feeling. Envious of Lucas and Olgar? I thought Levon hated them. Previously, I assumed anyone among the wolves thought that way. But Levon said he envied them. Speaking of which, Levon's and Levi's father is... I see. I figured something was up. To Levi, I suddenly heard a voice from behind and frantically spun around. You scared me! Were you listening in? Yeah, all of it. Man, that Lucas guy is annoying. I was so close to slashing him from behind. Levi! I'm kidding. But he was up against Levon, so I knew it'd be alright. He's... Can I just say, like... I think I love the artwork in these games because I just love when they make frowns because they're so overly dramatic. Like, all I see, and this is a very faint frown, but it just reminds me of Usagi's, like, the giant with her giant eyes and the huge frown, and it's like, it's so comical and goofy looking, and even his is like his frown. It's not just a frown, like, oh, he's frowning. Like, she's frowning. That's like a kind of perplexed, like a little sad face a little bit, and he is like, it's just like such a Muppet look. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it so much. There's something so amusing and adorable about how like over exaggerated it is. I don't know. Say, Levi, are you envious of Lugus and Olgar? Huh? Oh, is this about that thing from earlier? I don't know about that. I don't really understand what fathers really do. I don't know. I repeated that line in my head. Levi seemed to say it so plainly. He died when I was a kid, so I don't remember much. I don't have a desire to see him either. You don't want to? It seems like Levon and Mother had a tough time because of him. After seeing that, I can't say I want to meet him. You probably shouldn't talk about this in front of Mother. It'll get awkward like it did last time. I see. Levi gently placed his hand on my head. That topic wouldn't come up if you live your life as usual. You don't need to worry about it at all. Really? I need to get going soon. I might get yelled at for skipping out again. Well, aren't you skipping out? It's just a break, I swear. See you later. And then he does things like this and he feels like the Karasuba, doesn't he? Like, come on. He's got that little, like, whatever, little mischievous naughtiness. Levi ran in the direction Levon walked off to. It's funny because the cards that they give you, it's kind of like it doesn't betray who they are because you look at it and you think like Levi's like the quiet kind of book nerd because he's literally carrying a stack of books and he's totally nothing like that we've seen so far. Then again, these could be what their personalities are more like in the real world. He looks like he's got a globe in his hand. He's got swords and daggers. I mean, no. Well, the Tower Overlord is like, what, he's death then? He's carrying a skull. Like, okay, so no, it's just, Levi's the only one that I'm like, well, what the hell's going on with that? But anyway. The Black Shadow, the confrontation between Lucas and Levon and Levi's late father. There were too many things to think about. But it was also a fact that thinking about them wouldn't solve a thing. This wasn't something I could insinuate myself into. Sorry. But, yeah. A father. There was nothing wrong with thinking about a father whom you'd never met. I wonder what mine was like. Would he be the kind of person that commanded respect in the way that Lugus respected Olgar? Or would he be the kind that was to be avoided, like Levon and Levi's father? How would he smile? What would he be like or look like? I don't know. If we were to live together, what would our lives be like? How would he say good morning when he woke up? How would he say good night? What would happen if I had a bad dream? How would he comfort me then? I pictured many things in my fantasy and slowly closed my eyes and slowly opened them. Not even a mirage of my father was there. Yes, I do want to save the system data. Here's the thing. Oh, we can do this now. Okay. Because here's the thing. I guess let's do these and then we'll do all these and because these are going to be short. And then we'll do like maybe this so that we can save the game and then we can end because because I tried this. Oh, yeah, you can't save from here. That's what sucks. I wonder if you can save from here. You can't. So that's what sucks. So it's like, fuck, we got to do all this, but we're running out of time. So anyway, this town. If I had to say, I do like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a member of the Alliance. Right, we serve the Hawk Lord, but we're working to make this town a better place. We operate by the proud will of the Hawk and the goal of keeping peace. And yet those wolves always heckle us. I like how they actually give the characters faces. I think the town is relatively peaceful. Tax collection is hard work, though. There aren't any attacks from other towns, but there's someone called the Black Shadow that's going around murdering people. Well, that's about it. It's relatively peaceful, don't you think? I don't know if that was the same two guys, and I gave the first guy like. Who cares? I can't tell. There's too many. Band of the Wolf. What? The wolves? It's their fault the town is in bad state. They attack the hawks every chance they get. All these fights are because of them. They're so annoying. Stop talking about it. It's starting to piss me off. Are these like our butterfly points where we have points to buy things? Like we use town memories? I don't know. They're no good. No good at all. We of the Hawk clan uphold the will of the Lord and defend order in this town. The others simply get together in packs, but they have no power to organize themselves. They're much too naive. The wolves are the enemy! What else would you call them? Oh, sorry. My husband was murdered recently. He was involved in a scuffle with the lady of that faction the other day. It must be revenge for that. Only the wolves could kill in such a cruel way. I was like, are you saying Francisca just straight up fucking murdered someone? All right, you know what? I lied. There's too short. This is what we're going to be doing the whole next part. We'll do this. I'm going to do the wolf vigilante. And then it's a short episode, so we'll do that. And then when the game saves, and then we'll end the part. So it might be a little longer than normal or whatever. Attracted to the bustling energy, I naturally headed to the town square. And people walked here and there, and I could hear laughter among them. People of all kinds were everywhere. Many faces smiled at each other in small talk, and spoke also on business dealings. At this moment, I couldn't tell who was with the Hawk clan and who was with the Wolf clan. This place is really peaceful. Although there was the incident with the tax collection, it seemed everything had returned to normal. Like, look at our cute little outfit. I know we're dressed as a boy, but it's super cute. I'd fucking wear this shit. It's so not boyish. It's adorable. People dress so much better, like, back in the day, or, like, in weird alternate reality death worlds. I'm just saying. Anyway. Everything's... Okay, I read that. And there are small arguments and minor scuffles here and there, but... I wish the town square could always be filled with laughter. I sat down at the edge of the square and looked around while thinking about it. It's going to be Levon and Levi. Hello, mister! Have a flower! A girl was standing next to me with a friendly smile. She was holding a flower made of paper. Is that for me? Yep, it came out nicely, so I wanted to give it to someone. Thanks, I'll take it. Her bright smile was contagious. The yellow paper flower was slightly bent, but it was elegant and beautiful. I'm going to make lots of them as decorations for the masquerade. Isn't it cute? That'll be nice. I'm sure they'd be great for the festival. Yep. Oh, that would be nice. Bright colors are the best. Oh, what kind of flower is that? The woman standing behind peered at me to look at the flower. This is a lily. I'll give you one too, Auntie. Why, thank you. And a yellow one at that? How nice. This will liven the place up well. I always prepare lots of food every year, and I also do decorations around my home. Did you know that yesterday I was... She digressed and started talking about something completely different. The girl was uninterested in that and leaned against my knee to teach me how to make the flower. If you fold it over like this, it'll look nice. This is so peaceful. It seemed like I was caught up in the pace of these two, but all in all, it still brought a smile to my face. Hey, you're awfully popular, Spacey. Levi called out to me in a joking way. He must have seen me get surrounded right after sitting down. Haha, jealous? Kind of. Let me join. Sure, but Levon will yell at you if you ditch your duties again. Now, lighten up a little. Levi was dressed in his vigilante uniform as he sat down next to me. The girl saw him and took out another paper flower from her skirt pocket. I have more, so I'll give you one too, mister. That's a real pretty one. Thanks. Levi accepted the flower and patted the girl on the head. He did it a bit roughly, but the girl seemed to like that. Damn. Jesus, girl! Stop. He patted her roughly and she liked it. She either gets beaten at home or she's like just preparing for a life of just enjoying S&M. I don't know. This is weird shit go. Oh, God. Levi, are you on patrol? Yeah, with the masquerade around the corner and the ruckus earlier, we decided to add extra rounds to the patrol. Oh, that's right. I love his sad face! I love the Muppet sad face, my god. Thanks to the vigilantes showing up around here, we're able to feel safe. I know that's not the voice I gave her, like, the first part when she was talking to us, or 2 seconds ago, but you always help mediate all the fights around town. I see. So it's all thanks to Levi and Levon's help. It's no big deal. As long as the Hawks don't try anything funny, it usually never gets serious. Though he said that, Levi was apparently in high spirits at being complimented. How about you fulfill your duties first before bragging? Oh, Levon, I was just taking a break. I wondered when he got there. Levon was standing right in front of us. They both must be on patrol. He was glaring at Levi sitting next to me. Oh, hello, Levon. A break once in a while would be fine, don't you think? He does work very hard on his patrol. Oh, yes. I think I have some extra jerky. Thank you, but that's quite all right. Meat is precious nowadays, so please enjoy it with your family. Levon's smile seemed so bright as he politely thanked the lady. Oh, this is... Really? I'll prepare some more next time we meet then. She left, pleased at the entire exchange. Levon usually remained firm as a member of the Wolf Clan, but he did interact with the townspeople in a kind manner. And that's why people look up to him. He's really good at dealing with older women like that. He's handsome is what it is. The girl who had been watching our exchange from the side looked up at Levon with a troubled face. I only had 3 flowers. Flowers? Levi held his paper flower and explained from the side. I got this from her earlier. Isn't it pretty? But... Seems like she wants to give one to Levon, too. Seeing her fidget, Levon figured out what was going on. Right when I was about to reassure her, Levon beat me to the punch. You don't have to worry. It's the thought that counts. Your smile is like a flower to me. Now won't you smile for me? Okay, that's a little creepy that you're saying that to a kid, but... What? Come on. She must have loved hearing that. The girl gave a big, bright smile and nodded to Levon several times. Okay. I'll give you one the next time we meet then. Good luck with work, Mr. Vigilante. Wow, her smile really bloomed like a flower. Goodbye, mister. See you again. The girl kept waving to us until we couldn't see her anymore. What? I'm amazed at how you can say all that so easily. She's still a child. I thought she'd like to hear that. She did have a big smile on her face. Oh, and that lady, too. Meaning that was the right answer. Right answer, huh? Oh. A man pulling a carriage was about to pass behind Levon. Upon coming closer, he noticed Levon had stopped. Oh, Levon! I just got a new longsword. I see. Then I'll go take a look at it. The decoration on the knife I bought from you was too delicate, so I needed it repaired, and the two of them started up a conversation like they were friends. Do they know each other? He's the shop owner of an armory. Levon's love for the sword is excessive. I hate having to go with him to those places. What's wrong with that? It'll help with training, too. Then you have a conversation with him all night about using a curved edge to hit gaps in armor, or a broadsword to split through it. And this is based on Levon's own strength criteria. I have no interest in that. I know it's strong enough to cut through iron. By the way, the rope on your carriage is loose. I looked at the carriage, and one of the ropes tying the barrels together was indeed loosened. Oh, what? I thought I tied it down tightly. You'd better retire it. Oh, retie it. I'm like, retire it? What? Retie it. Here, let me help. Before the man could do anything, Levon straightened up the cargo. Levi and I didn't even have time to react. That was how quickly he worked. You're so skilled with these things. Thank you. Be careful when you're in crowded places. And watch out for thieves. I hear there have been more of them recently. Yes, thank you. Please come by my store when you find the time. The man bowed and then pulled the carriage away. Huh. What's wrong? That was amazing. I can see why that lady from earlier was complimenting the vigilantes. All I did was talk to them. I know, but The way you talk to people and the advice you give are what builds on the respect people here have for you. I suppose. Besides, caring for the public's safety, it's important that you listen to the townspeople too. To me, those words felt not only like the words of a vigilante leader, but of the heir to the Wolf clan as well. And thanks to that, I can concentrate on my work as a handyman. I stood up and bowed politely, and Levi also stood with a slightly irritated expression. I'll try my best so that I don't get in his way then. Because we had known each other for so long, I immediately knew what was up from his attitude. He's sulking. Well, not exactly, but close to it. Levi, you're doing this to help with preparing for the masquerade, aren't you? You are the leader of the vigilantes, after all. Levi was the one who wanted to increase the number of guards. Well, I know it'll be tough, but we're counting on you. After all, we all know that you're doing your very best. Like giving Levon a chance to blow off some steam. Spacey, you're the only one on my side. Yeah, okay, whatever. Hey! Levi was patting me on the head just like he did to the girl earlier. You're still so tiny. That's not a compliment. Jeez. I was about to tell him to stop patting my head, but Levon pulled his arm before I could say anything. That aside, you're in the middle of your job. We have to go back and fulfill our duties as expected of us. I know, but weren't you chatting up that armory guy earlier? Can't I just... Levi? His smile firmly fixed in place, Levon moved so he was right in Levi's face. Ugh. You were in the middle of your patrol, right? That's right. I think I should go to that street next. Correct. Now let's get going. Fine. I was witnessing the usual power balance at play. Levi did his job properly, but he was unable to talk back to Levon. I'll see you later, Spacey. See you later. Levi's voice is all over the place. I'm sorry, but whatever. The two of them returned to work. Right when I was about to walk away, I felt a slight tug from behind. Your hair is all messed up. It's because he was being too rough with you. Huh? It's fine. I don't really mind. No, it's not fine. Levon gently brushed my hair until it was all straightened out. That's a little romantic-y. For a guy who thinks I'm a dude and sort of like a brother to me. Yeah. All good. Now good luck with your work. Yeah, thanks. I saw them off and then looked around the town square. Now then, it was the usual hustle and bustle with the calls of various merchants trying to attract customers. When the season of the masquerade came along, the town became much livelier and it was filled with colorful decorations. The paper flowers the girl made contributed to the riot of colors. The more I thought about it, the more I was looking forward to it. I was sure the girl with the flowers felt the same way. The elegant sight made my heart dance with joy in anticipation of the coming festival. And for that, I have to look for the Kaleidovia. Levon and Levi are working hard too. I took that to heart and left the town square. Yes, there we go. Okay, perfect. So anyway, I am going to wrap this part up here, and I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.